All right. What's up, everybody? What's going on? See if everything's good here. I think so. Let's take my Twitter. How you guys doing? We got 5 people, 8 people. Thank you guys for showing up. Come on. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, Steven. Try to be the first comment. I'll probably switch that later. How's everybody doing today? There we go. How's everybody doing this morning? AMC went nowhere yesterday. Yeah, I know. I was looking at it. I did look at it on the when we went shopping yesterday. So we didn't go to the beach yesterday. We're going today. And I'm actually going golfing today. So yeah, it consolidated. Yeah, and even in the after hours market, it kind of fell and then consolidated. So currently it's at 58.35, down 1%. What's going on, Boozy B? How you doing? Sorry guys, I'm a little late. I had some connection issues, just not working out. But we have 61 people in here. Thank you for showing up. I hope we will hit 100 this week, but it's not looking positive. I mean, to tell you the truth, just because it's down 1% today doesn't mean that we're not going to see a massive increase, because it didn't necessarily go nowhere yesterday. It just went up 3% or 3.5%. So that's not bad. But decreasing 1% is not good either. It's up $2. It was up $2 yesterday. It's up 79 cents. Or it's down 79 cents today. So yeah, never a good thing. Hopefully the Wi-Fi looks good too. You never really know. See what the chat's saying. It's still up from last week, so it's not the worst situation. Yeah, exactly. Hopefully I'll have fun golfing. You took away the use of the trackpad. I forgot how to do that. I'll figure that out. It doesn't matter. Yeah, but if you look at all these positions, Bazam is actually slightly up. I'm okay with that. The FAMI is slightly up. Tesla's down below 600, 596, down $2 this morning. GME down 0.5%. DraftKings down 0.9%, about 1%. SOS, that's down 1%. AMC is down 1%. Ethereum's down 0.14%. Dogecoin down up 0.33%. Let's look at all the popular stocks with the pre-market. So I think I have it sorted by pre-market. I think. Now I do. So a lot of things are red here. We got some things green, but everything on the watch list is red. So again, I think with us getting our hopes up, and we hope that Friday is a good day, with us getting our hopes up that we see something really big, that's our main problem. Is we keep saying, oh well, this Friday, this day, this week is going to be a big week, and we get ahead of ourselves, right? Going to have to make a new YouTube. Ever since January, all my recommended videos are about AMC. You're gonna have to make a new YouTube, or yeah, yeah. No, after a while, if you stop watching AMC videos for like a day, they start recommending it to you. So once you get out of the position, you're all out of it. And hopefully, you get notifications from me, and see what we can talk about, not only just AMC but also other positions. So we got 90 people in here, guys. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, all that stuff, all that good stuff. I don't know if Harper is awake. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. All right, let's see if I'm still in frame. Yes, I am. Okay. Good morning, Matt. Good morning, OS. Oh shit, I didn't even think of that. Ready to get in the money? Yeah, I hope so. We're definitely ready. Clear your YouTube watch history. Yeah, I guess that works. I'll definitely be here after all this is done. Learned a lot from you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I really do. But again, let's see. We have OCGN that's up 4%. That's not a bad move today. Gives you a good opportunity. Obviously, you know that where's the 52-week high? 52-week low is 18 cents. 52-week high is $18.77. So you know the range that OCGN can actually get to. Not really a bad position. But let's look at year to date. So before all this took off in January, it was down at that um, $2 or $1 mark. It was even further back, at 25 cents, and it was hovering around that point for a while. So this really took off this year when we had that large jump. But now we're starting to see it at new lows again, at that $5 mark. That doesn't look like a bad move. It's starting to hit these lows again. That means it might be a point to where you can get in, retest maybe this high of $11, make some money from it. I feel like that's not a bad move. So hopefully I see that maybe decrease a little bit more, because right now it is up in that $6 mark, or $6.48 mark. So we never really know. Let's see. Mind Medicine is up 3.8%. The way that's falling back, that's starting to get to other highs, or close to it. $3.76. But you don't really have many things that are up right now. A lot of things are down. It was crazy. We were looking for ride to increase, but that whole like news of them not being able to produce cars, or not being able to manufacture cars unless they raise money, it's not good. Warner Matt, TRCH. TRCH is good play. They will merge and give a special dividend. It's also pretty much. Have a look. All right, I'll take a look. So yeah, it has been moving. It has been moving all the way up to $5.25 from a low of $1. Now this has been over, let's say, months that we've seen that. So let's look at 1 month just to see how it has been moving. We understand that it did break previous highs, which is a good situation. I just don't know, because right now it is currently still being overbought. It could be a good play, but you might see a pullback because of the fact that it is overbought. I always like to see things that, yes, they're going to have a good play, but you might end up waiting for a little bit of a pullback before you see that. I think it could be good, like I said, but overall, year to date, you're seeing growth for the last few days, which is really good. Really, really good. Seeing that growth, seeing gap ups in the pre-market, holding that pre-market, and then increasing. Now you're seeing that decrease from TRCH, but then started to level out basically. If you look at this, like if you look at it across the open to the after hours market and pre-market, it's starting to really level out at that point. You did have a dip, but you're starting to level out really. So hopefully that doesn't keep dipping, but I'm thinking that with the amount that it's actually overbought right now in the RSI, it's showing a massive increase or a massive gap up, that you could see a little bit of a pullback before you start to see that increase. So yeah, looks like a good play. Do you margin trade, or just buy the stock and ride it up to certain points? Um, I don't typically margin trade unless I'm doing like a quick day trade, but most likely I won't really use margin ever. It's mainly buying the stock and riding it up. Do I ever short positions? Yeah, there's rare occasions where I will short positions if I see something that's I know is going to come back. Because shorting, there's an unlimited amount that you can lose. Do you invest in any stock? You invest in any stocks to receive dividends? Depends on how much uh, I get. I'm definitely thinking of getting into it. Yeah, I invest in a lot of stocks that have dividends. I don't, all of my long-term positions, besides my mutual funds, um, my ETFs. Some of my ETFs even have, you know, dividends. So what we're actually looking at is all of my positions, whether it's, you know, SPHD, which I believe is an ETF. Um, uh, I can't think of dividend stocks. Microsoft, um, PSEC. Like there's a bunch of different dividend stocks that I'm holding. If it doesn't have a dividend, I won't hold it long term. If they're not giving me anything besides the growth of the stock, yeah. not doing it. So I usually do long term, mainly getting dividends. It's a great way to get extra into that account. So you're getting all of your dividends either um, redistributed into those accounts or just put into or into those stocks, or you put it into your overall account. So they approved the merger on the weekend. Well, it's good. I think it will be decent. And so you did have an increase based on that. So from that day, you did have a large increase based on that merger information. But just wait. You're probably going to see a little bit of a pullback. I don't know if you're in it right now, but you're probably going to see a little bit of a pullback somewhere close to here. And I mean, you already started seeing it going 615 down to 520. And I'm not saying that's the pullback because you're not really seeing the RSI come back. Um, is it Enric? Enrique? Thank you for becoming a member. I don't know how to say your name. Hopefully, uh, I didn't butcher it. I feel like I did. I just don't want to accept that the game has changed and it will never be the same again. Apes together strong. Market of apes. Yes, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. I think that they know that things have changed. The problem is that hedge funds always find a way, or people with money always find a way for us to not gain money. So we need to change it up as well. So we're good where we're standing right now because we're showing them that we're working as hard as possible, to gain money, to show them that we're smart, to not close down businesses when they don't deserve to close down. But they will they will do something, and I don't know what it is. Whether it's you shut down some of these forums, these Reddit forums, limit the amount of talk, stock talk that we can have. Whatever they end up doing, they're going to find a way to limit us. Just like, you know, they do in every situation. If they lose big, they don't like to lose big, so they don't want any other situation to be like that ever again. So, and they have the money to do that. But we stay strong together, and it's great to be able to have these communities, so then we can come together and say, look, this is this is what we're seeing. This is what the hedge funds are doing. They have no reason to do this. The dividend bit will happen next week. We'll add more in the dip. Thanks, Matt. No problem. No problem. Let's look at some. I need to see some positivity. So let's go to the markets. Um, we got some top gainers here. All right, we'll look at that in a little bit. There's so many things I want to buy, including a PS5, but I'm holding off until I grow my portfolio and bank account. I hear you. I don't even know if you still can find a PS5. I'm not 100% sure. Good morning, L. Uh, could we see a bounce off 35 and then a rise to 100? A bounce off 35. I don't think we're going to see it decrease that much. I mean, if I was going to say a bounce, it'd probably be a bounce off 50. We wouldn't see a bounce off 35 for AMC. Whoops. Let's zoom out. Or I guess. Yeah, if we're going to see a bounce, I would say, if anything, we've seen a bounce off of $40. But I think we'll probably see a bounce somewhere up here, off of like 50 or 51. We do have another level of support that it did, or resistance that it did break through. So that's always a good thing, seeing that upward trend. Now we are starting to see that upward trend every single day, whether it's a small upward trend or a large upward trend. I mean, this day we were up quite a bit. This day we were up quite a bit. Yesterday, we really didn't make too much of a move, but we were still up 3.5%. That's not bad. So I think we would see a bounce off of probably 40 or 50. Not sure if you made a video on it, but what's your thoughts on the new rule where the lenders aren't able to loan the same shares multiple times? What's my opinion? I mean, I think it's good in theory, but I'm pretty sure that um, anybody using those shares multiple times, they will find a way around that. What does that really? How does that really make sense if you use those multiple times? Because technically, if you put that out there, um, let's say if you're using a share, right, and then you end up giving that share back, someone else buys that share. Now that share, or they let that share go, and then you use that share again. You can technically do that. It's just if you use the share, let it go, and then use the share again, that's probably an issue. But I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like they'll find a way around that. Just like they find a way around the SSR. SSR, I don't really, anytime they put new rules, regulations, laws in place, I figure there's always some sort of loophole for people with money in hedge funds. It makes it look like they're doing the right thing, but they're really not. So I never believe all of those rules that come out, but I never read it. So again, I would have to take the time to do that, which I'm probably not going to do that on vacation. So yeah, I'm thinking of adding more AMC shares, but I want to see what AMC is going to settle before it goes up. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. It's always great to be able to add some more at low points. It would have been great if people knew that they could add more at 39. It would have been perfect because then you could have easily gained another $20 out of it. Let's see how many people are in here. All right, we got 360 people in here. Guys, hit that like button if you can. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Nope. Also, follow me on Twitter if you want. I haven't really seen anything happen. Hopefully, we see something big. Again, let's look at some. Actually, I think I got free stocks. Perfect. Let's see what I'm going to get here. You need sleep. I don't really know if I need sleep. I slept quite a bit today. Last night. Actually, last 2 days. But I still get tired. Again, CX. Not a bad position. CX again. It's crazy. Alright, perfect. Perfect. Good morning from Colorado. Can we just squeeze already? I know. Thoughts on today's resistance level? In the pre-market, the pre-market doesn't really tell you exactly where the resistance levels will be, but I would say that if we're looking at this and we're going, okay, it's looking like it's trying to pull back from 59. I think we're going to break through 59 today. I'm pretty sure that we're going to see some positivity today. It looks like everything is negative, but it looks like grounds for reversal. So seeing some support lower than 57, or sorry, 57. Um, Seeing these higher. Well, that was over the night. Looking for it to start in the morning. Seeing that large jump up to about 58, 50, drop back down to 57, and then resisting again at 58, 60. So let's say not even 59, probably resisting at a strong 50, 58, 70 or so. You got a lot of sell orders that are coming in at $58.42, but that's of the current batch basically. Smile. I am smiling. I think. I don't know. Feels like I am, but it's not really the best. Not really the best day right now. We had a good day yesterday. It was a decent day. It was a lot better in the beginning of the day, jumping up to $64. People thought we were ready for liftoff, but seeing that drop wasn't really the best thing. Wasn't ideal because it went down to 56, then leveled out, and even fell a little bit towards the end of the day and fell in the after hours market. But currently, we're seeing it pull back from 59. Don't start happy birthday. Morning, Matt. Another restless night for me. I have a question. When the dust settles and we become extremely wealthy, how do we deal with external family? Is it a good idea to hide our newfound wealth? Um, I think that it's not. It depends who your family is. I have family members that always look to me for things, but I never speak about my wealth. I speak about the percentage gain. And so say, hey, what what happened in the stock market? Well, I gained over 1,000, 3,000, 2,000, 5,000%. Right? I always deal with it in percents rather than actual money. I never tell anybody, oh, I'm making. I obviously tell people out in the open. If they watch my videos, they would know how much I make. But um, yeah, I would typically tell people, oh, in percentages or how much you can make on this area or whatever, just to give them the idea that they should probably get into investing or trading or something, or understand it at least a little bit, because that's how we make our money. Your money ends up making money for you. So how do you deal with them is really just to, talk to them about how much success you're having, but not obviously tell them how much you made. Um, for me, I obviously will tell everyone how much I made because it's on YouTube. So if I tell you, the only place I won't tell you how much I make is my 9 to 5 because I physically can't. So everything else, I'll tell you how much I make. So yeah, it's a little tough with that advice. Yeah, no problem. That I actually can say is advice. Everything else, when I talk about stocks, is not financial advice. It's merely just my opinion. But that's um, a personal finance question. Push-ups out there? I don't know what they're doing. They're working out on the beach. It's pretty cool. Hey Matt, listen to you every morning right up to the pre-market while I'm at work building a new Amazon warehouse in Connecticut. Wish they would pay me in shares. I don't know. Yeah, I hear you. If they paid you in shares, that would be 3,000. They would pay you $3,000 a day or something. They could pay you in partial shares, but then again, you wouldn't be able to use that. technically they can pay you and you could just buy shares with it. That's amazing that you're building a new Amazon warehouse. Is it a third party company that's building the Amazon warehouse? It's obviously not Amazon workers. They don't have like Amazon construction, do they? Stocks and family advice. Uh, you're about to have to go up on your price to join. No, I think we're good. I think we're good. I just want to create a community. That's why I wanted to make it 99 cents. I wanted to create a community. It's not about um, making it the most expensive thing in the world, because you're more likely to, stay a part of this community if it's only 99 cents. It does give you more of a premium benefit with a YouTube channel or with a YouTuber, and it's phenomenal. I like seeing that. So let's see how many people we have here. We got 536 people. Thank you guys for showing up. Guys, if you could hit that like button, I'd love to see it at 250 likes. You see we got 541 people in here. So 250 likes would be ideal. So definitely do that if you could. I'll play an ad in like 10 minutes. Hopefully I remember. I'm not 100% sure. Let's see what oh wow. So even though yesterday we should have actually increased a lot more. So typically it hovers around 20%, but this is around 26%, 6% up from what we've seen previously. So we had 285 million shares in the market volume, and 73 million shares were shorted. So we had less volume than we did the day previous, or the previous day, and we had more short volume. So if we look at this, we have 3.4 million short shares available. I think they're opting for naked shorts rather than like actual shorts out there. But you can see they had 301 million shares with less short volume, and now you have less total volume with 73 million shorted shares. So they're continuing to short it. We should have had a better increase, but you did see how we had that jump up. They're trying to keep us down. You did see how we had that jump up here. We jumped up to 64, and obviously that consolidation in this fall right here, you have a bunch of shorting that's going on. The consolidation is okay. We were supposed to consolidate somewhere up in that 63 mark to keep us above 60, but they're shorting us to keep us below that mark. But they can continue to do it. They're just making our situation stronger. And if that's what they want to do, then they can go ahead and do that. Obviously, I don't want them to do that, but whatever. If you buy a Bentley or a Lambo, you got something special if you upgrade from a Honda. Yes, true. But if you also do that, I don't think that's practical. I mean, you can find one that's probably cheaper. If you don't have a family or anything, yeah. I mean, I wanted to buy an Audi R8 for I don't know however many years now, but I don't think it's practical yet. I gotta wait until Hayden is at least I don't know 6, and we have an established SUV just to use that for whenever. I really think you should keep it to yourself as much as possible. You will probably lose a lot of friends looking for handouts. People will say we got lucky. Um, I don't think it's luck at all. Yeah, but this is the thing that yeah, you get lucky, but it gets you interested in the market and looking at things you would never look at. So yeah, they can say you got lucky with a large increase, and you can take that as saying yeah. I mean, technically, we didn't get lucky. We just saw an opportunity, and uh, bounced on that or pounced on that opportunity. That's what we were looking for, is to jump directly on that opportunity and um, gain whatever we can gain out of it. We knew that it was bound to increase. We knew that it was going to get to these points. 60, 70, 80, 100, 200, whatever. We knew that was going to get here, but some people were just like, it's not going to rise. It's dead in the water. Nothing's going to happen, even though we've seen all the data behind it. And these are regular people, not just like experts are saying, oh, it's dead. No, we're not going to see anything. And people were saying, we're lucky if we see, it go back up to $10. And people were like, oh, well, you know what? Get out of this position here. But no, we ended up holding on to it, and we're making some moves. Brian Robinson. I know Brian Robinson. Thank you for becoming a member. We make a choice to buy it. They could have too. Yeah, they could have. I just feel like it's always great if you get people involved in the stock market if they're interested. Just give it to them. Some people have a problem with like gambling, and you'd rather have them look into more things with the stock market than you would with gambling in a casino or something. And then if they start looking at more things, I think it ends up being a bigger situation, and they learn a lot more. So I think just to let you guys know, if you become a member, I believe you have to refresh the page in order to comment. My sinuses are starting to mess up. No, it's subcontracted at the Amazon warehouse. Okay, good morning. I heard Amazon is supposed to be working on pharmacy delivery. Not sure if it's true or they did it already. I haven't seen anything on it. I actually haven't looked into a lot of those positions in a long time. If you have friends or family that will get upset about you making money and not sharing it, and then you don't need those people in your life. Yeah, I mean, a family is a different story. They're in your life, but I think you just need to find like a happy medium, I guess. Just to be clear, the more they make it short, the better for us in the long run, right? Higher price in the end. Yes, the more they make it short, the more that we end up moving in the end. The problem is that there's a lot of people working out on the beach. I didn't know that was a thing. Yeah, the more that they make it short, the more that we get um, in the long run. However, the fact of the matter is that they have not unlimited money, but a lot of money, and when they have that much money, it gives them also the factor of time. If we can hold on for a long time and don't get stubborn and don't get impatient, um, then we will be successful no matter what when this happens. If it happens this month, next year, whatever it ends up doing, because we can look at this, um, and say, okay, it could happen this month, but if they have enough money to continue it, they will continue it. They're not paying a crazy amount in interest. It's better for them to have an unrealized gain than have a realized gain. Or unrealized loss versus a realized loss. So as long as they're not paying interest, they're going to keep it going. But Brian, thank you for upgrading your membership here. Of course, I'm talking about those people that expect you to give them money because you got lucky in the market. Like, no way. Yeah, I know what you mean. You don't need that to happen. You need people around you that will just accept with the fact that you made a good move in the stock market, which a lot of people won't make. And I tell people about my moves all the time. And if you're into stocks, and you take my opinion and you do something with it, it ends up working for you, then great for you. I'm happy for you. I'm happy when people tell me, "Oh, I made $4,000 since I've been watching you," or "I made $10,000 since I've been watching you," in the matter of months. And everything prior to that, I haven't been making much money. Now, we understand that a big portion could come from AMC. You could also see some other positions. I've seen a bunch of people talk about the fact that they made money in other positions, and I was really happy to be able to see that. Um, I've been over here having a heart palpitation since January. It's not luck. We've earned this. Yeah, pretty much. Yep, 100%. Telling random people you work with equals problem. I keep my I keep my circle small for a reason. I don't like crowds, and neither do I. I keep my circle very small. I have a very I don't know, a very small circle of friends. I mean, I would tell you that other I can run into somebody, or I run into a lot of people that seem like they're like we're the best of friends, but we're not. We're friends because obviously, I knew them from like a while back, but it's not something where I can call us you know in my circle of friends. So people that I would talk to maybe at least on a weekly basis or monthly basis. Um, What indicators do you use when day trading? I make it very simple. I'm using the 15 moving average. I use the 200 EMA. Any crossover that I do see would give me an indication of an uptrend. A lot of times when I'm using the 15 moving average, it's mainly for looking at a pullback. So I'm trying to pull away from this 15 moving average in order to buy back in and see it jump up. Also seeing it oversold or overbought on the RSI. So I'm using these three indicators. I don't use any other indicators really for this, but it does give me a little bit of an advantage. Sometimes I make a bad choice and invest in at a certain point. So I'll see it overbought at this point and see it come up, and I'll probably make that move. But maybe it'll pull back on me. Who knows? If I do see it pull back, I could make a decent amount of money. So from now, I'm not saying with AMC that I'll day trade it, but from 57 to 58, 58.37 could be an easy, 50 cents or so. Make that money. And if it does decreases against me, then I end up seeing that it's continuing to be overbought or oversold, and I'll probably make that move somewhere around here and see that rise. So uh, I'll use the 15 moving average there, and then I'll also use the 200 EMA as an indicator to see when it's going to get back to those points. So getting back to $60 from 56 would have been a $4 gain. You have 100 shares or 1,000 shares or whatever you have. That's a decent amount. I used to care what everybody thought about me. I always went out of the way to help everyone. The first time I reached out, it's crickets, and I didn't need anything. I just didn't see who's there and who's. Yeah, I know what you mean. I've been there. Good morning, Diamond. First thing I buy my house, then a house for my father, pay off my aunt's house, and then cousins get help with their houses, and presume there will be enough help from friends, maybe some strangers. I I don't know about that. Keen sweep. I don't know what if you're used to having that much at all, but I would just I would just do one, not all of that. First of all, you have to worry about taxes. Second off, um, I would probably, for uh, I wouldn't, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I would put a lot into your, investment accounts and worry about you. I feel like yes, you can give back to charity and all that stuff, and also maybe make a dent in a house for your father, but I, I wouldn't do all of that. That's a lot to commit to, especially if you don't really know how much you're exactly paying in taxes yet. Well, you went members only. I can't even join from my iPhone. I stopped telling my adult and teen kids how much I was making. Um, yeah, I went to members only. I've been members only for a while, but what you should do if you're looking to become a member, there's a link in the description. You click that first link in the description, you can become a member. It should take you to the member sign up, Jessica, and you'll be able to become a member. It's only 99 cents. Um, but I stopped telling my adult and teen kids how much I was making. Yeah, I mean, I think kids are a different story because uh, I feel like it may motivate them in some form or fashion unless they're used to getting everything they want, um, which I'm afraid that's probably going to happen with Harper because I do give her almost everything that she wants. Uh, but I want her to know that you can work hard, really really hard for what you earn. So um, like I said in my last stream with Harper and Hayden, any other kids that I have, um, we're going to basically try and have that motivation for them to work. So whether they can get some sort of allowance or payment per task or per hour, I don't really know how that's going to work out. All I know is that we're going to end up taxing them so they understand taxes. We're going to do as much as we can for them to understand finances. Because with a person like me, if my children don't know about finances, I feel like I failed. Even if AMC got to 1K or 10K or 50K or 500K, I'm still staying in the stock market. It's something I've always thought you had to be Trump rich or go to college for. Not to mention it's fun pissing people off. Yeah, yeah. I feel like a lot of people think you have to be extremely wealthy because they make it seem that way, especially with day trading. Day trading, they're like, okay, you have to have 25,000 in your account, and people are like, 25,000? That's a lot. When people see my account, they're like, wow, like how do you just have that money sit there? What do you do with it? And I'm like, well, it's growing. Like it's not something that's just sitting. It's that money is turning into more money, and they're always fascinated with the fact that I can hold $80,000 in an account, or $100,000, or however many thousands of dollars. They're like, whenever I get my ego tax, Jesus, silence is killing me. They're like, whenever I get my income tax, for them, um, they always say that they spend it right away. They put it on different things. They buy an Xbox for their children. They'll buy um, something for somebody, and it's just um, too too much, Joe Rogan. It's just too much for them to handle to get into investing. They feel like they're going to lose it all. Well, if you want to learn about it, you have to take time to learn about it, just like you took time in school. If you went to college for any type of degree or any type of job and field that you're in now, you can understand that there's a learning curve for everything. Just because you're not going to college for trading, it doesn't mean you can't learn about it. There's a ton of information online where you can learn about day trading and swing trading and investing and all of that. Catherine, thank you for becoming a member. It's only 99 cents per month to become a member. Uh, also had better membership as well. Also had better membership as well. I started investing in February and started watching you, Matt. Watching you, Matt Kors, and Trey all very different styles. I started with over 4,000 a month, and now I'm at 46,000 and taking out my initial investment. Thank you. Yeah, no problem. Again, I mean, there's always things you can take um, from people like Trey, like Matt, like myself, and like you said, we're all different styles. I would imagine Matt is probably more options heavy. You have Trey that's probably more swing trade heavy, and me that's more day trading heavy, and also more conservative as well. Understanding that. So I I do believe that you can gain a lot from multiple people that you are watching, as long as you know, they do show you those different styles there. So for me, we're all talking about the same thing. We're talking about AMC. We're talking about GME. We're talking about these positions, but we're giving you different pieces that you can focus on. It's like, hey, you know, why not find a way to take your initial investment and understand the growth of the rest of it? It's all gravy on top of it. And if it does come back on you, what you could do is take your initial investment and put it back in there with more shares so that you gain more money, and then take your initial investment again. And then in the end, you'll have more shares. So it just all depends what the hedge funds are doing. The hedge funds right now are pulling this back. And if they're going to pull it back from 64, just keep in mind, right now it's to the point to where um, hedge funds are continuing to short the position. All this downward activity, it's not selling activity. It's you have hedge funds that are pulling it back from 64 down to 56, right? That's almost a $10 swing. That means that um, if you were to take whatever you had here, or a portion of whatever you had here, and put it down here, you would have more shares. So uh, that's something that could be to our advantage. If it's something where you're going to buy more at this low, why not? You're going to buy more at the low, and then you can literally ride that up with, instead of 1,000 shares, 2,000 shares, or whatever you end up having. Or 1,000 instead of 1,000, 1,100, or 1,200. More retail traders will hold, or retail traders and retail investors will hold um, more positions, and they'll be able to get their initial investment somewhere up, let's say, in the $100 range or something. But either way, you're gaining, like I said, you're gaining a lot from the different people that are, giving you this information. Whether they're talking about AMC, understanding somebody's exit strategy versus other people's exit strategies. Joe Rogan, thank you for becoming a member. I think that's funny, and I love the picture. Matthew, what's your realistic expectation on GME and AMC prices? I see so many different things around the internet. So yeah, I know a lot of people are talking about GME to 100K, AMC to 100K. I would say GME has more of an ability to move. I'm not saying that it's going to increase higher. I'm saying it has more of an ability to move because of the amount of shares that are out there. With more activity in GME, you can see that skyrocket very fast. That's why you've seen it go from 76 or no 46 up to 200 in a matter of like a day, pretty much less than a day. It's because with more activity or more volume that goes into it, you have more a likelihood that it's going to increase, because there's only 70 million shares out there versus 500 million shares for AMC. But that's besides the point. Let's look at. Um, don't worry, if somebody did send a super chat or a super sticker, I will get to it. I'm just going down the list. Um, so for my real expectation, I would say I expect AMC, before whales start to, um, sell off a lot. I see it getting between 1,000 and 2,000, and then I start to see the whale factor come into play. We'll probably see a little bit of it when it gets up to 500, but I believe, or maybe even 400 to 500, but I believe we will see um, the whale factor, or some whales end up selling off a little bit between that $1,000 to $2,000 range. Same thing with a GME. I see the same thing. People are like, they're holding on from the beginning, and they're whales. If it gets up to $1,000, they gain a ton of money out of it. Whether you're DFV or you're whoever, So my realistic expectation is literally with like a little bit below $2,000. But if I look at if I look at my expectation to continue upon that or to expand upon that, I would say I definitely can see AMC getting to getting to $5,000 or $10,000 realistically. If I was looking at a percentage chance, it's a higher chance that you will see it get to that under $2,000 mark, right? But you do still have an easy chance to get to $5,000 or $10,000. But it's going to take a lot more, especially with any whales that are holding on, retail whales and um, you know what's it called, institutions and all that. What do you think about DraftKings? I thought DraftKings was good. It came back on me because it jumped up to $55. I still think DraftKings is a good swing trade. It's just going to take a while. I don't know why they're not lifting up. I don't know why we're not seeing any type of movement here. But you can see that here we were seeing a large increase and it was touching the 200 EMA, showing massive strength here. And then all of a sudden just fell off. Now, I'm not 100% sure if it is being shorted. I haven't checked into that, but all I know is that it was showing a lot of strength above here. And the fact that it did drop down because it showed strength up in that 55 or $56 mark. I bought it at 55, somewhere around here. So the fact that it went all the way down to 39, I'll probably buy more shares if it does go down to those lows again. But yeah, it's not really showing a crazy amount of strength. So we'll probably see it bounce. If it does bounce, we'll probably see it bounce off of a support level of maybe 39, or, might see it bounce at 41. Could see something at 44. So we'll take a look at that. I'm still holding on to the position. I have about 20 shares. It's not a crazy amount, but I do have 20 shares, and I'm looking to increase on those shares. I should have bought more at 39. I just didn't know how low it was going to go. I joined Robinhood because a friend of mine was telling, bro, anyone can invest, like a year and a half to 2 years ago. When I see free, I'm there. I hear you. Well, free stocks with Webull too. Hopefully you're in there. Dang, how many shares? How many shares you got? Howdy, Tristan. Thank you for that super chat, dancing along, or super sticker. I appreciate that. AMC back in the 58.40s. That's good. Where's AMC at? Yeah, down 1%. It did have a little bit of an increase. Let's see in the after hours market, pre-market. We have seen a little bit of a jump here. The good thing is we are creating new highs. So we're creating these new highs, stair-stepping on the way up, creating these new lows. Let's see if we can find a massive increase. Probably at that 701 mark. That's why I'm ready for crypto to come back, because I can day trade it without the 25K. In like Coinbase or like a different platform, in Webull and Robinhood, you can't do that. Teach them while they're young about finances, and you won't have to worry by the time they're adults. Thanking my parents for teaching me since 8. Yeah, again, I think that's the best thing you could do, and I'm glad that I know about finances, but I only learned about it because of school. I never understood taxes, never understood like how much you get paid, and where those taxes end up going. Like I understand a lot about finances, money in general, just a lot. And it's not because of my parents, because they didn't know about this stuff and they still don't know about it. Good morning. I DM'd you on Instagram. I'll have to check my Instagram offline. I'm so hungry. I should have got a bagel or something. I have 15,000 in Dogecoin, and my friend kept saying take it out, and I told him no. Soon after, started to question his finance. Still a good friend though. That's funny. That's so funny. Now, if you would have been able to play it the right way, you could have probably sold at the top and then bought more Dogecoin at the bottom, which would have been great. But uh, this is what I wanted the Dogecoin millionaire to do, was actually to take out 1 million just in case it came back. And if he would have taken out 1 million, he could have put that $1 million back in Dogecoin at a lower point, and then he would have made a crazy amount of money when it does go back up. Jessica, thank you for becoming a member. Oh, so you found it. Lori, thank you for becoming a member. Matt Kors did an interview yesterday with True Trading something. I don't care for the guy that interviewed him. Something about him or pushing a 1,300 yearly subscription. Just something doesn't. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yes, it doesn't seem right. Good morning, Matt. What's your 2 cents on Roblox? Retrace. It was on a month-long run. So for Roblox, make sure that's it. Yeah, Roblox. The fact that right now it's at $82, I'm impressed that he even got up to $103, and I think that was more of an, not really a pump by any means, but we are seeing a pullback to the 200 EMA. Now, you could have had a lot of success within this mark, seeing a day trade, right, or seeing day trades, swing trades, whatever, seeing that fluctuation. I'm going to probably say the same thing. We could possibly see it come back to some of these um, resistance levels. See it come back to about 78. Right now, it's at 82. Did pull all the way back to 82.24, and I'm thinking we might see some bounce back, but I'm not quite sure if this strength was justified. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if this 103, I thought that max you would probably get back up to that beginning mark where we got up to 93, but getting $10 above that just showed that FOMO buying um, really took into account there the amount of volume that we just seen for a number of days. DraftKings should pop during football season. I think you're right. Where we at? Damn, I knew it's nearly impossible to join from an iPhone. You have to open in the browser, and then I just gave up on my computer. That sucks. That sucks. But I'm glad you got it. I'm glad you found a way. Does raising your cost basis really affect you in a negative way? It depends what it is. Raising your cost basis in a normal trade is not ideal. If you're going to raise your cost basis in, like, say, a swing trade, I unless you see a lot of opportunity in that, I think it's dumb. I don't think it's the right thing to do, because if you do that, let me play an ad here. I haven't done that in a while. Yeah. Um, yeah, I don't think it's the right thing to do, because if you do that, and then you're basically saying that I want to gain less, or I have more faith in this position. So you want to basically do it with things that are squeeze potential, large increase potential, a lot of FOMO buying that's going on. Then you can raise your cost basis. However, with a day trade, swing trade, a normal day trade or swing trade, it's just not ideal, because you're basically giving yourself less of an opportunity uh, with more risk, because you could have invested all that money in at the moment that you got into the position. Now, the only times that you really want to do it is, like I said, when you have a squeeze potential stock, or something that does have a lot of potential behind it, or an ETF mutual fund. Raising your cost basis there, you're just adding on to the position every single month or every single year or something like that. So it makes sense that you're raising your cost basis there. I heard you talk about taxing your kids the other day. I love that you were teaching them. I got my 13-year-old started on Greenlight, where they make the choices. and you can approve trades. He's stoked about AMC. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. I can't wait until my children get older so I can teach them all about this stuff. And like right now, I even have Harper included in my videos, just showing her. She doesn't really understand what she's looking at, but just showing her all the things that I'm looking at and tell her, like, even though I don't consider this work, I consider this just, something I love to do. Um, I tell her that, this is work, that I'm working hard. It's not something that I'm just playing around making making videos. It's something you actually have to put time into and all this other stuff. So I think like somewhere deep in her brain she's getting it, understanding that this is work. It's not fun, even though it is fun for me. So personally, if AMC falls to 50 or lower this week, I'm doubling down my position. That's great to hear. Can you day trade crypto on Robinhood? I don't believe so. I think you still have the day trader, the pattern day trader rule into effect. That comes into effect. The same thing with Webull. Because I made a trade on Webull and it seemed to affect my count of day trades. Now I don't know because I can't see it. Good morning. Worried about BlackRock and someone like me selling off and slowing or stopping the squeeze. Hopefully, I'm wrong. No, you're right. You should be more worried about the people with a large amount of shares. That's what I've been saying this whole time. People that have a crazy amount of shares, the retail whales, the institutional whales, whatever you want to define them as, because you have lower whales and you have higher whales, right? So if you're going to have those people that have a ton of shares, those people will affect the movement of the stock a lot more. If you sell 100 shares and they sell 1,000, it's going to be a lot more. If you sell your 1,000 and they sell their 10,000, they're going to be, impacting a lot more. So just know that when these prices start to increase, um, it's better to sell less and less as you're starting to get up into the peak point. I understand what the overall thought is. Hey, if it gets to $10,000, I'm holding 1,000 shares. I'll have $10 million, right? That's the overall thought. Well, how about you settle for maybe a little bit less than that, and you'll be fine. So if you settle for something like maybe, I don't know, $5 million, I understand you're going to be taxed at half of that basically, or 39% or something. Um, but how about you worry about half of that? That means that you really only have to get to a certain distance, or you only have to have half of the amount of shares that you have now at the peak, which means that everything in between you can probably, sell some positions, make some money from. More likely than not, a lot of retail traders will end up buying that. Then you'll have some crumbs that you're handing to hedge funds. So ultimately, it's better if, smaller traders understand that they hold a little bit of weight, but not as much as the bigger whales. Ronaldo, thank you for becoming a member. I didn't care for the interview either that Matt K did yesterday. I was feeling a little down and defeated after, so I I bought more. Little shopping therapy. It felt better. Yeah, that's basically what I did, but in real life. I bought a new um, fossil watch that I'm very surprised. I'm very surprised that. Um, so I bought the display model, and yesterday it was not acting right. It wasn't. Um, it went from 100% to 77% in a matter of 25 minutes, and that just didn't sit well with me. But now it's been holding up, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. Whether I should take it back and get a different model, like a newer one that's not the display model. I got 20% off of it, but I don't know if 20% is enough. I don't know how long the Gen 5 model has been sitting there. So, anyways, exit strategy is important because you have to factor capital gains tax. Yeah, you have to factor that, but you also have to factor um, because the investment is a game of winners and losers. We understand that the losers will be hedge funds, but you can also lose out on opportunity. So it's not only fighting the fact if you're going to be a loser. We know we're going to be a winner, but how big of a winner are you going to be? How is that, if you are a big winner, how is that going to affect other people? If you are a smaller holder and you hold maybe just, you know, maybe 100 shares or 1,000 shares or whatever, because I know some of the bigger holders holding 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 shares or so, right? Um, if you're holding that share count, a very low share count, right? How can you make your situation better to where you gain a lot from it? Well, 100 shares, if you get to $10,000 worth of value, it's going to be a lot. But um, you probably only invested in a little bit from the beginning. So right now you're probably up a significant amount. And I'm not saying that you need to take your initial investment in now, but that should always be in your mind. It's like, hey, where should my initial investment be? Because technically, let's say it gets to 100 or $120. Now your initial investment might only be, a couple of shares rather than being at, I don't know, 100 shares at that lower portion. So, or maybe 10 shares at this portion. So let's say you initially invested 100, you want to take out that in 100, or you just wanted to leave it in there, then you go ahead and, do whatever you wanted. So I don't know. It's so tricky to look at this situation for everybody and say that everybody thinks the same. But I always think to managing your risk for someone that maybe doesn't care about $100 or $1,000, then that might that might not matter to you, right? To manage your risk because it's something you put in there that you physically didn't care about. But for all the people that put in $15,000, $20,000, $30,000, $50,000, that's a lot of money, no matter who you are. Even if you do, have millions of dollars, that's still a lot of money, you know. So people can say that they don't care about it and that they're not willing to lose it until they actually lose it. So, and you're not going to end up losing all of it anyways because it's not going to go bankrupt. It's just the point to where you should be able to gain as much as you want out of that position. But everything comes with some sort of a risk. If you want to gain as much as you want out of that position at, let's say, $10,000, it might not get to $10,000 because of some whales. So you have to settle for some lower prices. Yeah, well, I feel down over a 3%, a plus 3% gain. You're right. Daniel, thank you for becoming a member. Let's see, we have 934 people in here. Thank you guys for showing up. I appreciate you guys. Hit that like button, get it above 450 likes. That would be amazing. I hope I can do an update later. I will be golfing later, so I want to see how that works out. Let's look at AMC, see where they're at right now. Sorry, I'm going to skip some things. So if you said something, please. I bought some stocks where they've decreased. Would buying those at the dips leverage my losses, or should I sell and eat the loss? I bought some stocks and they have decreased. When I buying the dips to leverage my losses. It depends how much you believe in the position. If you bought something and it's actually losing, you can look at all my positions. All my positions were up this past week, but I did end up averaging down a lot of them. So averaging down could be really big. We're seeing a huge W formation here. But averaging down could be good for you, but you have to look at the overall position and say, is it going to come back? Because if it's one of those positions that's not going to come back, it doesn't make sense to continue on. And if you take a bigger loss, you can always write a lot of that off. Anyways, I used to work for Fossil. They make great watches. Yeah, I have a lot of Fossil watches. Is Kraken a good platform for crypto? I haven't used it. Smartwatch of choice. 4ME Garmin. I got the 6X Pro last year. The battery life lasts. Yeah, Garmin that's a golf watch. Their watches usually last long because of the fact that you have to survive a round at least. So using the GPS and everything, it has to last like five hours or so. And if it doesn't last 5 hours, then it's not really a good golf watch. And when you take off the GPS, it should last a lot longer. I recall seeing Zom in your watch list a while back. Do you think it's worth investing right now? Well, I'm holding right now. I'm not going to tell you what to invest in because it's not financial advice. I'm holding, and my cost basis is 90 cents. So where it is currently, I think it's 91 cents. So um, however you want to take that, you can take it. I I like Zom as a position, and when AMC rips, it's going to be something that doesn't rip along with it, but it is going to move quite a bit. And I'm holding about 7,000 shares, so that should tell you, I guess, a little something. Um, I bought 112 Zom shares, but I'm down like $5. Thinking of buying another 100 to 300. Yeah, once you add to that, so like right now, if you're down um, a decent amount, I would say once you add the same amount that you have, you basically split the difference from where you invested in that to where it is now in your cost basis. And if you add way more than your cost basis, it just becomes what the current price is basically. Keep in mind that you said about averaging up. AMC is one of those cases where buying now is still good, right? Yeah. So this is where buying now is still okay because it has that potential. Other ones don't have potential. Um, you can GME as well. That can have potential. People can buy now because if you think about AMC, it's a different situation where it's a whole different animal. Um, people are FOMO buying right now all the way up until probably $500. And then you're going to see the hedge funds start to cover where there's not much buying that's going on, but there's a lot of covering. So there's buying power or buying pressure. So um, this is one of those exceptions, not the rule. Is there a limit to withdrawing at one time on Robinhood? I don't believe so. There has to be some sort of a limit, but investment account, I don't believe has a low limit. I think it's higher. Millennials and Gen Z, I gave up on the stock market. Question? No, I don't think so. I'm a millennial. I think millennials right now are um, like um, are truly believing in what the stock market holds right now. It's okay. We repeat our questions if they're missed. Don't want to spam. Yeah, definitely repeat your question. I'm trying to catch up with where it's at so I can. What are your thoughts on coin? Um, I think coin will be good long term. Right now, you still had some holders before the direct offering that ended up selling off their position, and now you're starting to see it, remain level where it should be. So um, it could be a good swing trade because it doesn't look like it's going to break below 200. You might see it fluctuate between 230, 250, whatever it ends up being. But either way, I think coin is not really a bad trade. Here, as you've seen it decrease all the way down to that $208 mark, now you're starting to see that real value where it's going to hover from 200 to 250 down to 18 up to 240. So you're going to see that fluctuation. Right now, it could be a good swing trade to find somewhere at the low, maybe closer to 200 or 210, and then see that increase to about 230. How many shares are you holding of AMC? 856. I believe that's right. Not holding any of coin. 856. 81,000 total in my account. Sean, thank you for becoming a member. Remember, you don't lose or make anything till you sell. You're right. Right now, it's just unrealized gain or losses. Whenever you sell, you have a realized gain. Which, no matter where you want to sell, I'm not going to sit here and tell you to hold on to everything. I always like people to be realistic. I always like people to, uh, do what they feel is best. And if you make the wrong decision, you make the wrong decision. You learn from those wrong decisions, and it's not something that you need to, be pressured to by anybody else to hold on to your position. You know, I will tell you that there's value in holding on to it, but I will not make you hold on to something. What do you think about after the squeeze putting a large amount into Vanguard 500 with a 10-year return? Like you put a 1 million in, you could get 100K a year without touching your capital. Yeah, I think that's great. Yeah, putting it into index funds is amazing. I have money in index funds. Not saying I have a crazy amount in index funds, but I have money in mutual funds. I have it in index funds. I have it in ETFs, dividends. So yeah, it's always great to be able to put money in a certain place, and then you can make money from that. If your money can make you money, that's what it's all about. That's why, people become a money makes money member. You understand that money does truly make money. And if you have a massive amount, this is how people remain wealthy. They don't spend above that interest that they can gain. I understand that you are going to have that interest taxed, right? But you make a lot more money. So I'm all for it. I'm all for that. Putting in an index fund was 100% key. Low volume equals new DTCC rule kicking in, or we just have a low volume day. I'll probably just have a low volume day. We haven't been having a low or a high volume days in the past, I don't know, week or so. Maybe a week. Yeah, about a week. What is the volume for today, actually? Let's see. Let's look at the volume. Oh, wait, it's right there. Volume is 256K. Now, this is 253K. This is just the volume for Webull. It's not even the volume overall. So I would imagine our volume is probably around, let's say, it's still low. It's probably less than 1 million. Okay, gotta go to work. Appreciate you, Matt. Stay humble. Hope your vacation was great with the kids. Yeah, it's going well. Thank you for stopping by. Enjoy your day at work. Good morning. Good morning to you. Uh, being wrong is being right. Yeah, that's true. Reminds me of a 50 Cent movie. Can't get rich or die trying. I mean, I think that has a different message. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. Yeah, I think that does have a different message, but I know what you mean. But yeah, if you're wrong, like say if you make a decision and you're wrong, you end up learning from that decision. I do that same thing. I'll invest into a certain position and probably sell a little bit too soon without factoring in all of the indicators to say whether it is going to continue in that uptrend or not. And I end up maybe losing out on a couple $1,000s because of it. Hope you're enjoying your holiday, mate. Did you see the leaked screenshot of the dark pool account on Reddit showing the $21 trillion? No. Could you maybe, uh, I don't know, send that to me on Twitter or Instagram or something? I haven't checked it out. Haven't had a lot of time to do too much research. Mainly just go through what the stock did in the day, which yesterday it was pretty good to begin with, and then dropped off with all of the shorting that was going on. So I just want to see, it's 462K volume. That's really low for 7 o'clock. Well, we'll probably see a kick up at 7:01. About to get off to work. Thanks for helping through the end of my shift. Yeah, no problem. I can get you through work. That's good, right? Could you scroll up a little to a question just before the uh, TRCH message? Really grateful for your stream each day. Joining your day trading group. 2 questions. Where do you recommend to buy a book, and what level member do I need to be for the chapter or the videos? So um, I I have a Patreon level. It's the third level. I it is $20 to be that Patreon level, because I do have to pay for the book, and it takes time for me to do those videos. If I was able to post those videos on YouTube, it would probably make a a decent amount of revenue, if not probably around $20 or maybe $100, or depending on how many people watch it. It could be a decent amount that you can make from those videos. So with the time factor. So that's why I'm doing that. But it is $20 over on the Patreon level for you to get um, the readings. Right now, I'm doing How to Day Trade for a Living with Andrew Aziz. I haven't done one while I was on vacation. I will do pretty much the rest of Chapter 7 right when I get back. But we have all the way up to the beginning of Chapter 7, and I think this is probably one of the most important pieces. You do have um, risk management, that's an important piece, but I think understanding patterns and, different day trading strategies that you can, build into your system is always good. So I would say that the book is How to Day Trade for a Living by Andrew Aziz. I think he goes through the basics very well. You can get the physical book, you can get the Audible book, or you can just sign up for 1 month of the Patreon level, and you'll basically get that book for um, maybe a little above the normal price with my perspective. You buy any options on AMC or GME? If so, what percentage of your portfolio is it? You mind me asking? No, I don't mind. I don't have any options for AMC or GME. I just actually started to dabble into options, but I'm I'm not level 2, so I can't level 2 options on Webull, so any I can't buy any call contracts, which sucks, because that's the whole purpose. I don't understand why that wouldn't be in the level 1, but I can only buy covered calls. And I don't know if I've been approved yet. I haven't gotten any notification to say you've been approved for level 2. Uh, if you're near Gulf Shores, uh, it's not hitting 100K a share. We need to be realistic. I think I think you're right. We do need to be realistic, but there always is a point to shoot for the moon. Um, and the problem is that people will shoot for the moon with everything that they own. It's either all or nothing, and that's never a good thing. I always like to manage my risk, so when it gets to a point to where, let's say it hits 10K, will I sell everything I own? No. Will I hold maybe 20 shares for the rest? Yes, because you never know where it could get to. It can get to 20K, it can get to 30K, it can get to 50K. Would I sell at 50K? Probably. I would sell another 10 shares. But this is how you play it. You don't need to sit here and play it and do all or nothing and understand, oh, if it gets to 100K and I have 10 shares, I have $1 million. Or it gets to 100, sorry, if it gets to 100K and I have 100 shares, you have a crazy amount of money, or 1,000 shares, you have a crazy amount of money. That's not what it's about. It's about understanding the possibility that it can get to those points. For me, yeah, I'll probably, sell majority of my position, maybe at 10 or, you know, 20K, whatever it ends up getting to, whatever I see the potential to get to in that moment. But you'll see me hold on to a lot throughout. I'm not going to sit here and give up everything at $100 or give up everything at, $500. I'm not gonna do that. You'll see me have a bunch of shares at these levels and make a ton of money out of it. How many shares do you have of AMC? I just said that. Wait, didn't I? Was there somebody else that asked? What? I have 856. Just in case you don't see it. If you answer low or no experience on Webull options application, they will deny you. And that's for level 2, I guess. I've been working my ass off for 20 years as a commercial carpenter. I finally started putting my money to work. I saw that AT&T has a 7.1% dividend. How does that work? Well, AT&T is a different story because AT&T apparently is going through, I don't even remember what they're going through, some sort of merger or something. I'm not 100% sure, but they're basically going to be cutting their dividend. I think cutting it by a certain amount, and that's not good. So I wouldn't go into a position where you would have that 7% dividend. So a lot of times they will do the math for you, but you'll get paid out a certain portion per share that you own. I saw you in Trade's video, and I saw he was sub to your YouTube. Wait, what are you talking about? Yeah, he's subscribed to my YouTube. I'm subscribed to his as well. Yeah, he shows up on the live streams every now and then. Every now and then, though. PSCC has a nice dividend every month, 6 cents a month. Yeah, I have PSCC in my portfolio. Webull level 2 options. You have to say you have a high risk tolerance and experience trading options. At least that works for me. Does it matter if I reapply with? I feel like they're just not like I haven't been denied or approved. That's the issue. Oh wow, AMC's coming back a little bit. AMC is coming back. It's at 58.90. So it definitely broke past that point of resistance. It did get to 59 one time. The long wick got to 59, starting to consolidate a little bit. We don't want to see this pull back. It seems like they're trying to keep this below 60. We hope we can see a good day today. Starting to see that sun move over. So I will move over as well. Mm. Trying to get situated here. Sorry. All right, let me actually play an ad. Let me see how many people are here. All right, so we got about 800, 990 people in here. If you guys could hit that like button, it would be amazing. I appreciate you guys a lot. No matter how many people are here, I'm all for it. You guys want to follow me on Twitter, definitely do so. Yeah, I got 564 people that are following me. Thank you guys for being a part of all my communities. Almost 1,000 people here. I don't know what the peak concurrent viewers were. Let's see what maybe not the settings, but viewer activity. I don't think I said Sean, thank you for becoming a member. I don't think I said it. You know what? I'll deal with it. So, 1,000. We just hit 1,000. So, 500 likes, 511 likes. Thank you for showing up, for being here. AMC currently making a little bit of a move. Let's see if we can get back to break even and work on the way up. We're seeing it stair step on the way up. As you see, you start to see these things that you can create that movement there. Understand exactly where that create higher highs and higher lows. Higher highs, higher lows. You see that channel that it does create. Here comes the volume spike. Yep, we got in 2 minutes. Oh no, summer is here. Over 100 last 2 days. Probably gonna be 110 today. Don't complain about the sun. Us in Scotland don't get it very often. Really? I didn't know that. Do you have any solid stocks with good dividends? Well, some of them are higher paid. If you look into my Patreon, now if you're a second level of the Patreon, I actually go through like dividends of the month. There's a whole list that we can really look into, and I actually go through that in some sort of a video where I go through a couple of them, pick and choose which ones. They end up being a little higher price than what you would normally want. Some people may want like $10 stocks or $12 stocks, whatever. But you have these positions that you can buy into and gain a decent dividend. It's the highest paying dividend stocks. Now, this is not saying that the life is there. You always want to look into the fact just because they're a high paid dividend stock, you want to make sure that the life is there, that they've been holding that dividend for a long time, and the likelihood of them cutting it is very minimal. So, do I have a whole list? Yeah, on my Patreon, I have a whole list. I think it's 25. I think it's the latest video, one of the latest videos that I've made. And if you go to the third level of Patreon, we're starting to see this pullback. But if you go to the third level of Patreon, then you will see like book readings and all that stuff, and you'll get all the dividend information, the trading information, all of that stuff, plus the book readings as well. Because Amazon Warehouse is massive. You can literally fit two quarter-mile tracks on each floor. Wow. Amazon is already using the first floor. There's hundreds of robots down there. AT&T and Iron Mountain are good dividend stocks. AT&T might I think they're cutting their dividend soon. I think it's, we're seeing that spike. $59.35. There's that spike. We see the influx in volume. Let me see it get up to a high of $59.40. If you don't mind the volatility, buy crypto and stake. I personally prefer staking over dividends. Yeah, I haven't gotten into that yet. I'll have to look into that more today if I have a little bit of time. I think we're gonna have some time while I'm while we're on the beach, but I'm gonna be playing golf today, so I don't know how bad I will be at golf because it's been so long. Is this not connected to my watch? No, it's connected to my watch. Right? I think. Yeah, it is. Perfect. Intervision official, thank you for becoming a member. Good morning, Matt. Morning, Apes. Hump day. What? Good morning. I was sort of forget to check in. Uh, hey, Matt. Hey, Apes. I just remember physiological warfare. Stay strong. Yes. Psychological. Don't know why I said physiological. So, psychological. Can't read. Where's the cat? The cat's at home. I just got a notification. That's why I just checked my watch. Oh, I thought it approved me. It said congratulations, and I thought it approved me for options. You should be practicing your swing trading now while you're on stream, so you can get that muscle memory going. Well, yeah, I can easily do swing trading. It's not a problem. It'd be more or less the day trading aspect to it. I'm not a swing trader within the after hours market. I'm a swing trader within the actual market open because I like liquidity. I can't find either of the cats. Oh, found one. She looks like a pillow. I don't know where Carl is though. Yeah, I don't know where Carl is. We'll figure that out. As long as the house is still there, we're good. Golf swing guy. Yeah. Oh, I think you're talking about swing trading. That's funny. You know what's funny? So I felt stupid, at the time, but also I, I think I think it was funny either way because I don't really get embarrassed that easily. Sometimes you start thinking about things that you did, um, way back when. You're like, you remember that time where you did this and then you start getting embarrassed there, but by yourself. Anyways, yesterday I was ordering food at Five Guys, and there were a bunch of people there, numbers like all the way, like I think it was like maybe 5 through 20 something. I was number 18, and I was just standing there, and I was like waiting for a long time. Like my wife and Harper had their food; they were eating. They were pretty much done by the time I got there, but I was waiting there for a long time. And then I guess it got to number 17, and they did 17, and it got to 18, and I didn't hear the lady call the number. One, I didn't even remember that I was even standing there for food because I was standing there for so long. But I guess she called the number, and she was calling it very low, so she was like 18, and I was just standing there, and I guess the lady next to me was like, she was asking the kid next to her that actually looked 18. She was like, "Are you 18?" And he was like, "No." And then she asked me, and I was like, "No, I'm not 18. I'm 30." I said my age was. um, so yeah, and then I realized that it was a number of food that she was talking about, the order, and I was like, "Oh, yes, I am 18." And I was like, I appreciate, I was like, I appreciate the compliment, but I'm not 18. So I thought that was like the perfect situation. I think if it was any other number, if I was like 17, then she would have, then I would have probably caught that. But I thought it was hilarious. Have you played golf at Castle Bay in North Carolina yet? That's where I've been for 3 days now. No, I haven't played. So I've been waiting. Oh, 832K volume. That's still low. And you see how we're seeing an increase. I'm playing at, I can't remember where I'm playing. I'm playing at some golf course. I wanted to play at TBC Myrtle Beach, but I couldn't. Nice bull flag setup. Yeah, we see the consolidation, and we might take off. Wait, so you turned 18 again today? No, I didn't. That's not. It's nobody's birthday. That's not what happens. All right, let's see. We have 1,052 people in here. Hit that like button if you can. It does help out. We gained 11 members today. If you guys want to become a member, hit that link in the description. It's the first link in the description. It's only 99 cents. I make it cheap to become a member. Again, yesterday we seen about 26% short volume ratio. So we had about 85 million total shares that went through. 73 million short shares. So they're still shorting this position. As it got up to 64, you've seen the short shares. I have to keep leaning because the sun keeps moving over here. But it's right in my face. It's, 1,088 people. Let's go ahead and check out what's happening here. Happy birthday. Come on now. It's not my birthday. Oh crap, happy 18th. Go get yourself a lotto ticket. The funny thing is, the first thing I thought of when I had that number 18, I was like, oh, my birthday's on March 18th. I mean, that's great. It's Matt's birthday. Happy birthday, dude. How much of those short attacks are dark pool naked shares in your opinion? Probably a large portion. Because if I think about it, if they're shorting this a heck of a lot, they're continuing to short it. How much is realistic shorting that's going on? Probably the 73, but then you have something that's not shown in this number. And I would say the reason why I'm saying that is because even though they're shorting, this short shares available is going up. 3.4 million short shares available versus the 1 million that we had yesterday, even though they shorted a heck of an amount yesterday. They shorted, 26%. I think they're continuing to do that. So it's a lot bigger than we think. March 18th is my work anniversary. That's great to hear. It's when I started working too. Because I was born, instantly started working. Happy birthday, Matt. I know. I don't know. It's just hilarious. What are you? 663 today. Seems that way. Good price movement early. Hope it sticks after the open. Yeah, I think we will see it. We're starting to see that positivity. Hopefully, it doesn't completely fall back down. But you never know. Damn, Matthew P. and Matt Kors have so many birthdays. Happy birthday, Matt. Hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great day too. Did you see the new rule the SEC is implementing? No, I didn't. There's a document I've seen this morning from dark pool activity during those drops. Dark pool activity on AMC increased 3x. It's crazy. Of course. They have nothing that they can do besides manipulate. That's all they can do. I read somewhere they're using 24% dark pool volume, and then when it hit $60 and above, they went from 24% to 99% with 99% unreported. Is that true? Do you think? I mean, I wouldn't say it's false, but I don't know if it's 100% true because I can't manage the dark pool percentage. Can these guys buy up a bunch of shares at the beginning of the market just to push the price up and hold it till the end of the day? And then I think it's more on the fact that we're buying it up. You know, we have some people that are selling off, but we're buying it up, and they're just going to continue to short it. I think they're letting it go and not shorting it as much in certain periods, and then they end up shorting it a hefty amount when we don't have the volume really. Do you recommend buying more AMC even if it raises my cost average? I only have 30 shares at the moment. I love the videos. Yeah, at this point, cost average really doesn't matter right now, unless your cost average gets up in the like 100s or 200s. That's what I would say. The cost average could matter. Ooh, just need to stretch. Sorry. Yeah, that's when I could say cost average would matter, but right now, cost average doesn't matter. If you only have 30 shares, I don't know how much you're looking to buy. If you're looking to buy the same amount that you have, it's going to be a halfway split between when you bought and where you are now. So let's say you're at $5 and it's at $50. You know, if you buy the same amount, you're going to be halfway in the middle. Short squeeze signal for AMC on Vortex today. Really? What is that signal? I don't have Vortex, so I don't pay for Vortex. I hope you see a strong breakout over 60 today. If we can break that point over 65, we have a strong chance of the 145 call prints. Yeah, I mean, I think one of these days we should be seeing a 50 to 100% day. We should be seeing a massive jump. Let's see where I am. How many people are in here? I think we're good. I still have sun on me though. I'm probably gonna have to move over there. I think my computer can last, right? Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. Let me put this down. Let me take this off the screen. I don't know. I think I need to get one of these couches. I think we're gonna have to make a purchase soon. There we go. There we go. That seems better. Matt Inception. Is this the first time you went live with a hat on? No. I've had hats on in at vacation or on vacation, yes. Today's the day for 100% banger. Yeah, I'm all for it. I slept early yesterday, right after work, and didn't wake up till 1 a.m. my time. I've slept since, and have been diving into a lot of research, and all I've come to the conclusion is that it's your birthday. That was a very long-winded comment to get to that. point. It's hilarious, though. I still want to know where the term ape comes from and who coined it. I'm not 100% sure. I know Trey has been a person that's been backing it, right? I don't know who coined it. Right? He has his gorilla gang, but yeah, that's pretty much it. The amount of 140 plus calls is insane. I'm sure at some point they are from Wales. It's possible. Boom, boom. Yeah, we see that breakout. Look at that. $59.70. You do have that bull flag that was created. I was hoping for more of an increase over that $60 mark, but it looks like they're really resisting. Look, we have, you're probably not going to be able to see this down at the bottom. Let me bring this up here. So yeah, if we look at the order books here, why can't I make this order book bigger? Horrible. If we look at the order books here, we could see that we have a massive wall at $59.79. Now, with all these birthdays you've recently had, how old are you now? Apparently 663. People also need to pay attention to with the Federal Reserve. As to say today, very important. All right, we'll stay informed there, but again, I'm probably not going to be too close to all the information that's happening. I just hope that I catch it if it's going to increase by 100% today. That would be amazing. 100% short squeeze for Matt's birthday. That would be amazing to see 100%, like I said today. Thank you for that. I didn't remember how to do it. Thank you, Jared. I think it's because of the Gorilla Glue. It has the Gorilla Grip diamond hands, and that's why we're called apes. All right. I'll agree with that. Got you, man. Yep. A massive amount of call options expiring Friday, starting at $60. That's why they're fighting so hard to keep it under. Yeah, they did the same thing last week. They fought so hard to keep it under 50, and now they want to keep it under 60. Which, I mean, they can do, but we want to push it to where we can see those jump over 60. Good morning, everyone. Let's get money. Yes. Giant roller coaster at 60. Yeah. Roblox is down 7%. Down to 82. Wow, AMC on Robinhood, massive activity. Is that normal? No, we would see it as normal. Oh, the massive activity. Oh, sorry, looking at the wrong position. Massive activity at 701 is normal. The amount that we've been seeing through this consolidation period or this bull flag is actually not bad. That's normal. Guess we might get an open at 60. I hope we get an open at 60. Hope you're right. I haven't given my prediction today. I'm still waiting. Just upgraded to level 2 options in Webull. See, I still haven't gotten approved for that. 8 equals all people equal. Yeah, sounds right. I don't think we can all make an equal amount though. Just put everything a bit higher. I think risk tolerance average before it changed to high. Is Airbnb a good stock for a long term? Didn't catch what you said. If you did, you know, what is a good buy-in point? Let's look at Airbnb. Is that what it is? I don't even know what the ticker symbol is. What is the ticker symbol? Who's watching, Carl? He's watching himself. Oh, there we go. Airbnb. I knew it was something. So it's 151 right now, 151.78. Where it closed at 151.40 right now. The movement this pre-market is only 38 cents. Average volume is around 7 million. Where's the volume at now? It's 1.8K. So it's not really that much that we're seeing in Airbnb. Let's look at the past 5 days. You see the past 5 days have been up from that 141 mark of a low all the way up to the 153 mark of a high. We're seeing consistent growth, very slow moving growth, nothing too massive besides this day where it jumped up from 48 up to 53, and then you started to see it fluctuate from 53 down to 50, up back to 50. You don't typically see that in a normal day with Airbnb. If you're looking for that as a good long-term stock, it looks like it has the movement for it because it's a very slow movement in a position. Same thing here. You can see that slow movement from 129, even though it does fluctuate all the way up to 50, 53. If you are going to wait for something to get into it, I think it could be a good position. You probably want to wait for it to continue this pullback, probably to touch the 200 EMA before it takes off again. But yeah, it could be a good longer term position. It just depends. Let's look at what it is for over a year because that's probably what you want to look at. So where it got to over a year was $219. It is currently on a little bit of a downtrend, kind of when it hit that point, the lowish point of 121, and it even hit that low point of 129 recently. So you're seeing that jump off to certain levels, and it could be a longer term position. Actually, this jump, it could end up increasing to a massive amount here, but it could get back up to that 219 mark, 219 mark, and gain a lot from there. The problem is that it's so short-lived right now that you really don't know exactly what's going to happen because all of this movement happened within the January push. So seeing that may be a false breakout, and this may be a false high. So a lot of times when you're looking at what happened in January, it's because it was affected by AMC and GME, and all the different positions that ended up increasing a massive amount. If you look at every single stock, you can see that around that December, January timeframe, you had a large push in the position. And it got to kind of unbelievable amounts. Let's put that in quotes. But then as you see it decrease, it gets to the levels that it started at. And now is going to show you where the true high should be at. So you might see it get to a point to where it actually is showing how it could be over or where it could be at as a high. So it definitely could be a good long-term position, but it has no history behind it for me. Carl's fine. Dogs have owners, cats have staff, pretty much. No, Carl does not have the home to himself. Him and Daisy are there. What's your percentage of AMC profits do you plan on reinvesting, either in the markets or other ventures? I'm reinvesting 85 to 90% of it. Depends how much I make, because I would love to be able to take 70K and put it on student loans, but I'm going to take all the money, taxes included, and put it into um, maybe some index funds or uh, some dividend paying positions, but I will put a large portion of it, depending how much it is. So if I obviously gain $5 million, 70% is $70,000 is going to be a drop in the bucket for that, but that will just be for my student loans. Everything else, really, I won't even use the money for anything besides gaining more money and giving me that motivation that I need to do, uh, even though I am doing YouTube full time, just to really say that I'm doing YouTube and trading full time, you know? So if I gain, I would say if I gain 2 million plus from this, if I gain 2 million plus from this, that's where it's a point to where I will have that conversation uh, with my job and everybody that's there in order to understand where we can go from here. You make better money renting rooms out of Airbnb than you would in the stock. Yeah, right now it's definitely iffy because you had all that growth in January. Okay, guys, just got off work. It's time for some rest. Dreaming about AMC squeeze. Yeah, I hear you. I totally hear you. We're starting to see that rise a little bit. Just know that, I mean, if we zoom out a little bit and look at what the year has given us, right? And we see all of this growth that we have seen here, up to, what, $20 there, and then showing an increase, steadily increasing here. That's what it's looking like. And then you're seeing that jump up to 72 is absolutely phenomenal. Is this a new norm? Together we take control. I I, I hope so. They're blowing billions of dollars trying to crash this stock. That millions of Americans have their hard-earned money in. They're trying to stop this movement when they should be adapting to it. Yeah, well, this is what they've done, like their whole entire lifetime of you know being a hedge fund, $1 million hedge funds, and people with money is the people with money like to take money away from the people without money, which makes no sense. That's how this, I guess, the country remains strong, and you have billionaires and all of that is they take money from the people that don't have money as much as they possibly can. Making them work the jobs rather than owning the companies. And I understand that people can work to own a company as hard as possible or as hard as they can to own a company, but it takes a lot to own a company and own a successful company at that. Once I get my millions, I want to do this full time also. And since we are neighbors, I want to learn more from you. Yeah, I mean that sounds good to me. Sounds really good to me. Socialism. No, I don't know about that. They take things away from people that don't have anything, and it's not just giving people some of these benefits. A lot of these things are forcing people to work a job. Yes, you're going to have a lot of people that work those lower end jobs, but everything incentivizes you to work rather than to own. You know, you're going to have people don't understand the tax system. If they did, they would understand how to, um, get more money back when it comes to the amount of revenue that they have, all that stuff, right? But with all the things that you learn in school, in regular school, you don't learn about money stuff. You don't learn about finances, how to budget, taxes, credit cards, any of those things within, K through 12, which you should. Because if it is public school, you won't learn that. Private school, you can learn it as you get up into the older, classes. So if you're, you know, uh, in middle school, some of them don't even have middle schools, but if you're in middle school or high school, you can get that. Uh, so it's all geared towards people, um, working as hard as possible for a livable wage rather than making something for themselves. And I hate that. Hate that so much. And that's what I want to teach everybody that's around me is, you know, how to find ways to make money for yourself because nowadays there's so many different ways. Not only just doing YouTube or something. There's so many forms of passive income that it's crazy. If you're a kid, you know, mowing lawns and shoveling snow is definitely a way to make a ton of money. And I mean a ton of money, especially for a kid, or right now, obviously, you can't do a lot of things because of COVID. You don't want to sit here and sell lemonade or anything, but you can. But those are the things you can do as a kid. And then as an adult, there's a lot of ways to make money online with like Amazon or, people make money with TikTok, with YouTube, with, Patreon, whatever it ends up being. You make money a ton of different ways. And you can create that passive income so that you don't really have to work or go to college for that degree to get a standard job. You can go to college to get um, the communication skills, the networking, making new friends with different people in different states. That's what you can really do and get from that college education versus spending $100,000-$200,000 for a degree that you're probably not going to use. Everybody should find a way to venture or minor in business in some form or fashion. Back in the 90s, I remember like fifth or sixth grade, they made us get a checking account ledger, and we had to write fake checks and keep our checkbook balanced. See, that's amazing if people know how to balance their checkbook. Even though you really don't have to do that, I think it's probably more beneficial to understand everything about money and especially budgeting, especially understanding how much you make versus how much you uh, spend. Uh, More like communist or Republican. Just saying, look how they're crazy on how much help is given. Always wanting to cut programs. I don't want to make this political. So back to making money. Yeah, I don't like making it political either, but I think it's the overall system. I don't care if it's Democratic, Republican. If you're in the middle, undecided, doesn't matter who you are. I think that as long as, and we're gonna kind of make this political, as long as we have older generations in politics and we don't adapt to the newer generations, we're going to be stuck in our old ways. So, and I had this conversation with family members. It's like we should find a system to where literally we clear house in the House and the Senate, and bring in new people, new fresh faces that have um, newer ideas. Because then we can adapt to school systems, find solutions, and all that stuff. So, anyways, info released that dark pool volume tripled the moment we hit 60. Yeah, I seen that. Well, someone said that. I would love for someone to tag me on Twitter or something tweet at me. I don't know what you call it. I'm just getting into Twitter, so I hope that I'm doing it the right way. What do you think about federal minimum wage getting rid of the billionaires and increasing minimum wage to $15? I mean, increasing the minimum wage to $15, I think is dumb. I think that's not smart, increasing it to $15 an hour. I think, so you're saying start an OnlyFans. Got it. You're funny. That's too funny. I don't think increasing the minimum wage is right. I don't think incentivizing people not to work is right. Right now, where they're doing the what's called unemployment, I don't think it's right. I'm even noticing shortages down here, but I think it's more or less to, if you push the narrative that people are willing to not work for free money, then it's going to be bad for um, Democrats, I guess. But I don't want to make this a either side type of thing. We can get into that in another live stream if you guys want to talk about that, or we can talk about that, somewhere else, maybe on a different channel. But right now we're trying to understand this. I don't want to make it too political. I do have strong feelings about all of that stuff, though. And politics do affect finances. It's just the fact that right now we're worried about what's happening with AMC, which also could have an effect with politics as well. So I'm still learning patterns. Is the second bull flag with AMC? Is that a second bull flag with AMC? Let's look into this. I believe it's a start to a bear flag where you see that decrease in consolidation, but you did see a bull flag here, and I thought it was going to continue, but this has to be shorting. This has to be. There's nobody selling at that point. We're getting up to 60, and they're finding ways, or close to 60, and they're finding ways to push us back or pull us back. What's your Twitter? It's actually linked to the chat. So if you go to the pinned comment, it's linked to the chat. If you click that, you'll go there. $15 is not. I work a full time. Let's see what before I get into anything else. I need to play an ad. We have 1,196 people in here. 696 likes. Make sure you guys hit that like button. It does help out the channel. I appreciate everybody that's in here. I would love to get that to about 800. The goal every morning is 2,000. We're not going to hit that this morning, but try and hit that like button if you can. I work full time and do everything I'm supposed to, invest, save, but I still can't afford to live without a roommate. $15 would be a game changer for so many people. Yeah, it would, but when you start raising the wages that businesses have to pay, that's where it ends up being to a point to where they start raising prices. However, if you had something of a, let's say, universal basic income that comes directly from the government, not from the business, that's something where the business doesn't have to worry about, raising the prices of materials and, products and all that stuff. That's where it ends up being an issue, is you have $15 an hour. Now you have to worry about paying those employees to get a 51% margin or something like that. Some businesses literally have the bare minimum margin to where they pay a certain amount, but their margin, they make 51%. Like, that's not what you want. So $15 minimum wage would suck for a lot of other jobs as well, because say for a bookkeeper or for a staff accountant or something, junior accountant, if you're making $15 an hour, then technically you're making just as much as somebody that went to school. So then colleges would receive less revenue. You would also have less money go to states. There's a lot of factors that go into that play into that point. So raising the minimum wage versus like finding ways to incentivize people to work plus get a little bit more of an income from the government itself will probably be a little bit better. It's so tough. The minimum wage jobs that are at like for minimum wage, anything that should be minimum wage should probably be the high school and college level jobs. People that do choose to work at McDonald's. Now, if you're a manager, it could be a different story because you need someone to oversee what's going on there. But I take it as, even though I don't believe in Chick-fil-A's full message, um, but you look at Chick-fil-A staff, and a lot of them are younger generations because they understand that the people that work there should be willing to work for a minimum wage or just work in general because they're just starting versus the people that work a job that actually means something in society. And I'm not saying that uh, Chick-fil-A doesn't mean something in society, but it's fast food. It's not something that is going to be a game changer, right? Versus working for a billion-dollar company like Amazon, even though Amazon workers complain about what's going on there. So there's a lot that factors into it. It's not just increasing the minimum wage to um, be a game changer for a lot of people. It could be a point to where it's a game changer in the beginning, and then all of a sudden businesses, just turn the knob up and they increase the amount that they're charging for products, and now it looks like minimum wage doesn't even matter. Meanwhile, Chick-fil-A records record-breaking profits. Yeah, again, I think Chick-fil-A is kind of doing it the right way, and I didn't mean to rhyme there, but I did. They are doing it the right way because if they have all these people that are in high school and college, they're not looking to get anybody that has a crazy amount of experience. They're looking to bring people in for them to learn how to work. Then you get pushed into another position. So why does the cost of living keep increasing but wages don't? Oh, you sound narrow-minded, elitist, bro. No, so the cost of living keeps um, the cost of living keeps increasing, right? You do have inflation, and yes, the wages don't increase based on the cost of living there. But what I'm saying is that products end up getting more and more expensive, so they tend to not be able to pay people more money there. And you have more employees with bigger businesses. But the thing is that we have these larger businesses that probably should be paying people more money. So something like an Amazon that makes more money every single year and doesn't pay enough in taxes towards the society. That's why the cost of living keeps increasing, is the fact that we have less taxes that are it should be more taxes, but it's not enough more. So you have billion-dollar businesses that are not paying enough in taxes, and now that has to come from regular people. So there's a lot of factors that go into it. And I'm not saying that minimum wage should not be higher. I just think that when you do that, you have to increase all other positions, because somebody that went to college for a $30,000 degree or whatever, or however much it ended up costing them, to make $15 an hour when they could have made it at McDonald's, kind of doesn't seem like you're giving them enough. So, anyways, there's a lot of factors into it, and I don't want to. I love talking about this type of stuff because there's different factors at every level, and you can say like, oh well, this will affect this or this will affect this, but you don't know until you end up trying. So from what I read in one of the bills, it was supposed to be like a $15 minimum wage, like like starting point or something like that. It was supposed to be for like a trial period or a temporary $15 minimum wage, which would have been great to test to see where that goes. But other corporations made record profits during the pandemic. Why excuses for them? No, one, I don't think you're wrong there. Corporations made record profits because they're forcing them to go to corporations versus small businesses. If you force somebody to shop at Walmart versus the local grocery store, which isn't open, it it would not. You would see record breaking profits for Walmart. So that's the reason why, is that they shut down all businesses besides essential businesses, which can be considered grocery stores like a Target or like a Walmart. You have those grocery aspects to it so that you don't have to close down. You want us to feel sorry for millionaires and billionaires too? What? No. Again, there's a lot of factors that go into this. So I don't want to sit here and we're obviously talking about what AMC can do, but I don't want anybody to feel sorry for uh, billionaire businesses or millionaire businesses. Um, I don't want. I don't even want anybody to feel sorry for anyone in this world. I want everybody to be able to um, get a equal amount or equal opportunity there. And I don't think we are given that equal opportunity as people that, you know, came from nothing. I had to work as hard as possible and even to gain what I have. So, yeah, it sucks to see that some of these billionaire businesses like an Amazon, like like Walmart, um, like Microsoft, whatever, these billion-trillion-dollar businesses um, make these decisions and have these jobs that they should be paying people a lot more. Like people that try and push for a higher and higher profit margin, meaning that is probably meaning that you're paying your staff a lower amount, and it's not right. People should give it should businesses should be kind of given the choice to uh, pay people more, and if they're not given that choice, or if they don't make the right decision there based on what the business is, then they should be held accountable, and we should be talking about that. But it shouldn't be a standard like minimum for businesses that really can't afford it, that are playing by the rules and saying, you know what, I'm only showing a 51% profit margin. I don't care about getting 100 or 200% profit margin, but some people end up caring about that. So we need to help hold them accountable, just like we're holding the hedge funds accountable at this point, and saying, look, you can't do that. You shouldn't be forcing people to work as hard as possible for a lower paying wage when you know that this should be more of a career, you know? So, anyways, let's see what's going on here. How many people did we lose because of politics? No, we actually gained people. Okay. My voice is going out. 1,210 people here. Make sure you guys hit that like button. And we have about 800 likes. About 800 likes. So I'm gonna play another ad here. Let me. I'm just gonna say, if you make enough money to have the ability to cut your pay in order to keep tons of employees, uh, that you're doing fine financially. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that's the right idea. Is if you have businesses that are looking to, um, you know, make 200 or 300%, profit margin or whatever, I think that's totally stupid. Or if you're trying to find a way for them to cut taxes, so then the people have to pay more taxes to the system because we have, inflation. We have the fact that, the the value of the dollar keeps going down. What? Minimum wage eliminates competition for skill/ability. The most qualified should get the job. Yeah. I just think it if you see a $15 minimum wage, anybody that did work hard to get where they were and make $30,000 a year now is showing that They don't have to work hard to make $30,000 a year. And what they're making is considered chump change compared to everyone else. And I understand $15 minimum wage may seem like a lot, but it's not a lot in theory. And I would like businesses to be held accountable and saying, I will pay you $15 an hour, not because it's mandatory. It's because um, I'm a business that actually has a career-driven job and not just a job that you are, working at McDonald's, which doesn't have a career path, unless it's a McDonald's corporation and you work for like their accounting team or something. Agree, Trump. Come on, that's not all right. Completely done with all political stuff. Good luck getting back on topic. AMC. All right, so AMC. Let's talk about AMC. So AMC right now is at $59.04. It well, not right now. $59.29. It closed at $59.04. The volume right now in Webull alone is 553,000, which is way lower than what we expected. We hope that this would get to around 2 million, 3 million. We see that we keep resisting at $60. Around that $60 mark, it keeps pulling back. We know that uh, what is AMC doing? Yes, AMC is doing pretty good. All right. So yeah, we had a low of $57.03, and we had a high yesterday of $64. So getting up to those points, you can see that we clearly had a large pool of manipulation happen here all the way down to $56, and then show that consolidation to where now we're in the after hours market. We're seeing it increase, get back up to that $60 mark. Where do we think we're going to open? I hope it doesn't pull back, but I would love to see it open at like 661, so 1.6 million on TC 2000. So 1.6 million. All right, that's good to know. 1.6 million in volume. That's not crazy volume. It is still a decent amount, but it's not the highest amount of volume that we've seen. Why does it seem like every day we're adding fuel, but doesn't seem to, but don't seem to move what we're expecting? Is because they keep pulling it down. Yesterday should have been a pretty decent day, but you can see the amount of shorts that went through, just regular shorts that went through at 73 million. And then also seeing that you have dark pool, trading that's going on that's affecting the price. And this movement here is just completely unrealistic. It just doesn't make sense. I understand decreasing from high points. This consolidation shows that it has strength up at these points, but decreasing up at these high points where the volume is the lowest means that they're trying to short the hell out of it until the volume gets back to, a reasonable amount. And you started seeing the volume fluctuate. It didn't really increase over that, lunchtime where we would typically see it spike. So we're hoping that we would see that spike in the morning again, and we continue on that route, on that upward trajectory. AMC volume is always booming. Our growth is not so much equals market manipulation. Yes. Can we please just get over $64? Not a dead chicken. Not even close to a dead chicken. Um, it's a good move to sell a GME share and use that to buy 4 AMC shares in terms of gains. I mean, yeah, it could be something of bigger potential gains, but it just depends on what you feel. I think that you could possibly see sort of the same thing short term. So, like, say if GME gets up to 500, and AMC ends up increasing to 250 or something, or 300, right? technically, that's the same gain, right? So do you have a better chance of GME reaching 500 or AMC reaching 250 or 200 or 300? Sorry, is that right? Because right now it's at what, 200? Let's say it was at 250. If that's at 250 and that goes to 500, you gain a $250 gain. If AMC goes from 59, or I guess if that grows to 50 or 150, I guess, or sorry, not 50. It goes to 100 or 150, then you'll see basically the same gain. There we go. Because you have 4 shares. You're buying 4 shares here, but what are the chances that AMC goes to 150 versus the chances that GME goes to 500? Not a question. Everyone, hope you have a good day. OA, thank you for becoming a member here. Good morning, future millionaire. Good morning to you and to everybody. Everybody's going to be a millionaire. That Not a Dead Chicken AMC video is funny. That's the smallest chicken I've ever seen. Your perspective from who went through college and spent money to do so. As you feel someone who dedicates to go straight to the workforce doesn't deserve to make as much money as you. No, we can talk about that offline. Like, tweet at me on Twitter or message me on Instagram. We could talk about that offline. I don't want to bring this back to where it doesn't need to be. Do you use website Open Insider to pull stocks bought by company owners, CEOs? No, I don't. If you find a benefit with that, my strategies are built the way that I build them. I don't hardly use anything new. I don't want to use absolutes. I hardly use anything that's new in my strategy there. I keep 10 shares of GME in my back pocket. You never know how a squeeze plays out. Yeah, I have 10 shares as well. The stock is up 2,000%. The best they can do right now is to keep it under 60. We're in good shape. Patience, hold. Yes. What did you have for breakfast? Nothing, actually. We are seeing this stair step on the way down. Oh, now we see it 801, seeing that fluctuation, seeing that jump up to $59.47. It looks like they know exactly what's going to happen, and they're going to push it down. I got some sleep. Been up since 2:30 a.m. Hard to sleep these days. Good luck and see you all soon. Ape together, strong buy and hold. Yes. Good morning. Good morning, Kayla. Yeah, let's see where we're at. I know we gained a few members today. I appreciate all the members. So we're at 1,241 people. We had $16, or it's not $16. We had 16 people that became a member, technically $16. So yes, 16 people that became a member. I appreciate. Japes McGrapes, thank you for following me on Twitter. Let's see what the percentage is on my watch. 23%. That's not that bad. All right, guys, I think I'm going to be done because I need to start getting ready. I appreciate all the conversations, even though they weren't all about stocks. Some politics and all that. So if you guys could hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to get ready because I have to go to the beach and then I'm going to play golf afterwards. So I got to get ready for the day. But I think we're in a good spot. My prediction for the day, let me know if I'm right. I think we're going to open up just below 60, 59, 59, 59.67. You know what? Let me see. Yeah, you know what? 59. I'm going to go 59.40. That's what I'm going to go with. So make sure you guys hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more videos like this one. Also, check out some of the links in the description if you want to join as a member. The first link, you can join as a member. If you want to join the Discord group, I believe that's like the second link or so. There's also some links for credit cards, to join Webull, to join Robinhood, whatever you wanted to do. There's all that stuff down there. But yeah, I got to get out of here. Hopefully, we have a good day. I will try and keep updated. And yeah, I will catch you guys in the next video here.